The Filipino American Cancer Care now brings you On the Air with FACC, tributes and support to those impacted by cancer. On the Air with FACC, the Filipino American Cancer Care on PHLV Radio.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat dito sa Amerika. Welcome sa ating radio show On the Air with FACC. My name is Josie Moralidad Zayman, and of course, good morning Pilipinas. Magandang umaga sa inyo dyan sa Pilipinas. Siyempre, ayan na, ang gwapo. Gwapo, machete. Ito yung tunay na machete. Hindi yung sa pelikula lang. Ito yung ano talaga. Born and raised in the Philippines, but was able to settle himself in America. Diba? Magandang love life. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. Ayan. Emerich Richie Vicente. Hi, Emerich.
Hello. Good morning sa Pilipinas and magandang good evening to everyone here in the US. Really excited to see everyone. Ate Josie, you forgot. It's I just finished African Fashion Week.
Ano bang career mo talaga? Banker o model?
I know. I'm a banker
Sabi ni Jack
during
Al,
the day.
sabi ni Jack Al, Emerich is busy modeling.
Too busy, but it's really great to see you. I missed you last week, a couple of weeks ago. I know you have a big celebration coming up. Really excited about that.
Bukas
so I
na
hope
yan,
you're resting.
rarampa ako.
Exactly. Really exciting.
Yes.
I really like your birthday celebration in the Philippines. You spend it with the cancer patients, juvenile, the kids, cancer patients in the hospital.
Kaya nga
Great.
kailangan sumama ka next time, di ba?
Yeah, I have to.
And by the way, Emerich, we would like to invite everyone Friday, June 9, 2023. Alam mo ba kung anong sineselebrate natin sa June?
Independence Day.
Ay, sumagot yung bisita.
I know, right?
Yung bisita, wag mo nang sumagot.
It's the Rio brothers coming to here in DC, Virginia area, Maryland area.
Yes. And syempre, we're also celebrating Father's Day. Now, going back to Rio Brothers, yung ticket po natin ay yung $98. Ang daming humihingi. No, binabayaran yan. Pero, sold out na yan. Now, yung available na tickets sa ngayon, we have 68 and 48. And kanina nandoon ako sa may venue ng auditorium. Kaya kahit kumuha ka, Emerich, ng 48, kahit nasa dulo ka pa, you will be able to see the Rio Brothers and you will be able to hear them well. Kasi ang ganda talaga ng venue.
Nice.
Siyempre, Filipino-American Cancer Care yan.
Always. Oh my God, it's really exciting. There's so many people. And we have a lot of sponsors. At that event. We want to thank them so much. And I know you're one of the sponsors.
Hindi ako isa sa mga sponsors. Ako yung nagpapakahirap.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, but anyway,
so I think I have a list of the sponsors here.
Baka mamaya pagalitan tayo ni Johan. Next time siguro nating i-announce yung mga sponsors, yung talaga.
Yeah, matagal pa naman no?
Oo, at saka kailangan bigyan natin sila ng TLC, Tender Loving Care. Siyempre ang producer dito si Joel Sibag ng Allegro Entertainment and si Mr. Moryu. Ang galing talaga, no?
It has to be
Rich,
good.
I'm telling you. I'm not kidding.
Cannot be missed.
Mahilig ka ba sa Bee Gees?
Yeah, so actually, everybody here at home loves those music. So I think we'll see. We're gonna get them
Mahilig
convinced.
ka ba sa Beatles?
Yes,
Mahilig ba si mommy and daddy sa 1950s and 1970s?
yes.
Oh my goodness. Nakita ko kasi Emerich last year. And some people, they told me, hindi naman namin kilala yan sila. Ako rin naman, hindi ko kilala. But when I
But they're
saw
so good.
them, kahit si Barry, sabi niya, you know what? Parang nabuhay ang Beatles sa boses ng magkakapatid na to.
It was really good.
Yes, and their mom passed away 2 years ago of lung cancer. And that's the reason why we also wanted to pay tribute sa kanilang mother.
Yeah, absolutely. Very
Okay.
good.
Now, Emmerich, would you like to introduce our special guest tonight?
Okay, special guest tonight. Give you 1 second. Ang kodi ko nawawala. Okay, our special guest tonight is Alexis Peña Florida. Alexis was born and raised in Potato,
Ano yun? Potato. Potato
Pototan,
or potato o
Pototan,
pututan?
Pototan, Iloilo, Philippines. He graduated Bachelor of Science in Biology at WVSU in 1989 and um, BSPT at Riverside College, Bacolod City, Philippines. Last year, he was diagnosed with stage four
Oh, not last
colorectal.
year. I think
No,
that
not
was
last year.
during the pandemic, right?
Yeah, during the
2020.
pandemic,
Mm.
2020. Yeah, I think so. I think it was 2020. He was diagnosed with stage four colorectal cancer, and he was receiving at that time receiving chemotherapy and radiation therapy in the New York City. And prior his diagnosis, Alexis was dedicated physical therapist in the New York City area and was awarded the Professional of the Year award in the 2013 edition of the Covington Who's Who Registry. Alexis has a very strong faith in God and believes that whatever health challenges he's facing at the moment, God is on his side to protect him.
Mm.
So really welcome Alexis Peña, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome po.
Thank you. Good evening here in New York. Magandang gabi sa Pilipinas. Thank you for having me.
Umaga po sa Pilipinas.
Good morning sa Pilipinas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good morning sa Pilipinas.
Mm. So thank you for having me at saka thank you din sa FACC for the support while I'm dealing with this ordeal. Salamat talaga.
Wow.
We're really
So,
excited having you back in the show.
Thank you.
okay. Now, Alexis, ikaw yung isa sa mga una naming beneficiary sa FACC. You remember the time, Emmerich, na meron tayong first Zumba?
Yes.
Alam mo ba nang binigyan natin siya noon, sabi niya pa sa akin, ibigay mo na lang yan sa iba.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what was it like na ikaw yung una naming beneficiary sa FACC at the time?
Well, it was an honor. It was actually a treat at least na kung paano I felt that I have the support I need sa mga kagaya nyo na really working hard to
Mhm.
I felt the sincerity that you are really willing to help kagaya ng mga katulad ko. So it was a blessing. I was actually introduced to you by Nang Dayan de Jesus.
Mhm.
So I was grateful that you're being a big help financially and as well as spiritually through your prayers.
Okay.
You know, Alexis, it was really the community came through that first Zumba fundraising. Um, we, everybody's wearing masks and trying to figure out how to navigate that. But if you can kind of take us back and kind of for our listeners to learn a little bit of information from you prior on your diagnosis, and kind of what were the symptoms that you felt, and then what pushed you to go to the doctor and get it checked.
Well, actually, I'm partly to be blamed because before I was diagnosed, I was already bleeding for 5 years.
Mhm.
So,
Um,
but because unfortunately, although I was working full time, I can't afford to buy insurance. So
mm,
I was bleeding for 5 years. So I then tried to Google online. So what is the possibility of having a colon cancer? So according to Google, if you don't do anything, you will survive for 5 years.
Mm.
Yes, but I didn't do anything. So well, maybe I was lucky, considering what has been happening for a couple of years. Like for example, in the case of the actor from Black Panther, he
yeah.
was colon cancer, but it only took him 4 years and he died. Also, what's her name? Christy Alley, not even a
Yeah.
year. So, so like I said, I was bleeding for 5 years, and then I still keep working. I was traveling. I was traveling in Europe. I was going home every year in the Philippines, and then, but actually, after I went to Lourdes in France. I visited
Hmm.
Lourdes, France, and then after 3 months, the bleeding stopped.
Mm.
Mm.
So, but then probably because I have been bleeding for 5 years, I looked so pale. So I did some at the same time I was in pain. So I did a self medication. So I was taking iron, and then after a few months of taking iron, I start to get constipated, obviously,
Mhm.
and I start to develop pain in my rectum, and then I felt something. I thought it was a hemorrhoid. So
Hmm.
I was treating it as hemorrhoid, but I even asked my boss for a pain medication. So
Hmm.
went to his doctor and then asked the doctor to prescribe a Vicodin, which my boss gave it to me for free. And so I was self-medicated with, it's a prescription, but, I was taking Vicodin, but it still was so painful.
Mhm.
But then at the same time, I was treating it as hemorrhoid. And obviously it got worse because cancer, you're
Yeah.
not supposed to apply heat. So it got worse. And it got to the point that it was really painful. So one night I decided to go to the hospital. And then when I was at the hospital, they did X-ray, MRI, and then I was at the emergency room, and they diagnosed with me with colon cancer, stage 4, and because at that time it was already spreading to my bones and to my liver because I looked yellowish, jaundice,
Hmm.
and um, so stage 4 colorectal cancer and squamous epithelial carcinoma. So I was at the hospital for almost a month. So
Wow.
did chemotherapy and radiation, and then but before that, because the doctor suggested that I need to undergo colostomy. Oh, first ileostomy. So they did a surgery, and then after a few days, I was in severe pain in my stomach, and my stomach was distended. So the residents from the surgery came to visit me, and they found out that my stomach was distended. I was in so much pain, so they
Wow.
an emergency MRI or CT scan. Is it? It doesn't. Anyway, so they found out. Well, yeah, they did. But then they at the same time they scheduled me for a surgery, another surgery, and so they did emergency. Oh my God, emergency. Yeah, I forgot the surgery already, but
Yeah.
they did an emergency surgery. It was a 7-hour surgery, and they said I almost died during the surgery because my blood pressure was too high. So I was intubated. I was on respirator, but luckily I survived. So and then a lot of doctors came to visit me after the surgery, and they said that you are so lucky considering what you're going through, but you are on the positive side. You know, you're going towards a good recovery considering that, because after I got better, the because
Mhm.
before I asked the oncologist, so the fact that I'm already stage 4 cancer. So I was asking him, so how long do you think should I last? And he didn't say anything because he said, no, I'm just a doctor, so I can tell you, but you know, it's still up to God. But after I got better, he actually told me that, you know, he was surprised. He was surprised. He was very happy that I responded with treatment, because usually in my case, it usually lasts a year or two. This case
Wow.
is only for a year or two, but he was so lucky that he said I was so lucky that I responded to the treatment.
Wow.
Wow.
So, gaano kahirap para sa yung chemotherapy treatment during those times?
Well, actually, the chemotherapy was it was a very terrible experience because every time I ha- had a chemo, my body was so extremely exhausted. I will stay in bed for a couple of days or even weeks. And then after probably like 2 weeks, I will slowly recover. But then I'm scheduled again for another chemotherapy. So I just recovered, but I have to go another chemotherapy. But at the same time, I was also undergoing radiation therapy. So chemo and radiation at the same time, because the doctor was saying that they have to be aggressive with me because of my condition.
Mhm.
So sometimes I have to go for radiation in the morning and then chemotherapy after, or chemotherapy in the morning and radiation after. Um, but the radiation is every day, but chemo is every 3 weeks.
Mhm.
So horrible experience because I was just extremely exhausted. Talagang napakahina ko. Wala akong ganang kumain. Nasa bed lang ako most of the time, natutulog. Halos hindi ako makagalaw because at the same
Yeah.
time in pain. I was in
Mhm.
so severe pain.
'Di ba, Alexis, at the time nung nakita kita talagang you lost so much weight?
Yes, I lost a lot of weight. Actually, I was only 78 pounds. And I was looking at my thigh, at my leg, you know, it's like a skin and bone. As
Mhm.
Wow.
a bone covered. I'm just bones covered with skin. I was so skinny. Even Andayan told me that when she saw me, she was, you know, because a lot of my friends actually, especially my friends in Florida, they thought that I was gonna die.
Yeah.
I really looked like I was dying. I was so skinny. The fact that I was at the same time I don't have the appetite, but I'm only drinking inshore. And actually, they have to lower the dose of the chemotherapy several times because it was a little bit too much for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, Alexis, do you have family here in New York?
Only a cousin in Alaska.
Oh wow, in Alaska, not even local, nearby.
Yeah, but from that time, she would text me, she would call me, she would, email me or send messages to Facebook.
Uh-huh. And so during that time of your challenges, how's your connection with your family?
Just through,
How is that look like
just through Facebook.
through Facebook?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So majority of the people who helped you and assisted you here are basically
all my
could be
friends.
friends and
Yes,
strangers,
yes. I
right?
was very very lucky that I have a lot of friends who was sincere and willing to help and support me. And because if I will probably get better and then get out, I'll probably advocate regarding patient care of patients suffering from cancer, because to undergo or to deal with this kind of disease or situation is horrible to do it alone. You need a
Mm-hmm.
lot of family or friend support or even the staff. Because you're dealing a lot. You're in pain. You're exhausted. You're
Yeah.
frustrated. You know, there's a lot of things going on in your mind. Like I said, as if one time I said I think it would have been better if I died, something like that, than to deal with this kind of situation.
Was
But yeah,
there a time, Alexis, that you really wanted to die? And was there a time na parang ang hirap kalabanin ng yung psychological effects sa iyo ng cancer?
yes, there was. Although I thank God I have strong. Hello, are you there?
Yes,
Yeah, we're here.
we're
Okay.
here.
Have I because nawala yung ano niya. Because although malakas yung faith ko sa God, that's probably why it's keeping me. Because I have faith in God and I have a trust in God that whatever I'm going through, He will help me. And then, I don't want to commit suicide. It's a sin. Pupunta ka ng impyerno niyan. So that's the thing that's in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
not, not to do something drastic
Mm-hmm.
because of the possibility that
Alexis, how would you describe to us those moments na talagang down na down ka?
um although the fact that I considered my faith, although I don't take it as a curse, I take it as a blessing. Because it gave me a chance for redemption. So my faith got stronger. But there are times that because although I consider my situation, the only thing that I deal with is the pain and the frustration and anger because of the situation that I'm dealing with. That, like, for example, you don't get your pain medication in time, and then you have to deal with some staff that are lazy, and sometimes you have to argue with them. I don't curse, but sometimes I was in so much um, pain and exhaustion that I called them names, and I was so sorry for that. But to the point that I consider it maybe as a part of my ordeal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I then just take it as a challenge. Dahil wala na rin ako magagawa, sometimes I just close my eyes and pray and just let it be.
Mhm.
What happens, happens.
So you
Mhm.
are in a nursing home at this time.
At this time, I'm in the nursing home, yes.
What is your typical day at the moment?
Well, I was doing fine. I was doing fine before. I was walking, although I can walk with only with a walker, because if not, I will fall because I was so weak and I have a poor balance, and mahina yung endurance ko. And then, but right now, most of like I said, I was doing well before, but because dahil sa COVID, nagka-COVID ako. So because I had a COVID, I couldn't do anything. I was just in bed most of the day. I can't go out. I can't go for my chemotherapy. I was just coughing, sneezing, and in pain. So, like I said, I was doing fine. But after the COVID, I went back to zero. I mean, to not able to walk again, not able to walk in the hallway, not able to go get up, just in bed 24 hours until I got, I started to feel better. But then because I got used of sleeping during the day, but I'm awake at night. I'm fully awake. I try to sleep, but my mind is everywhere. I can't sleep. So that is my particular situation right now. I'm asleep during the day, but I'm awake at night. I still don't have a good appetite. Although I can eat Chinese and Filipino food, but I don't like the food they serve here. So even just the smell of it makes me wanna throw up. And then I was determined that I need to get out of here. I need to go up. I need to go back to work. So pushing myself. I was doing my exercises. I was doing squats. I was walking. I was doing my lunges. I was doing my balance exercises because I was determined to go out of here and go back to work.
Mhm.
Doing very well. But then a couple of weeks ago, they ran out of pain medication. So again, for 2 days, I could not do anything. I just stayed in bed again because of too
I
much.
don't understand this. Why did they run out of pain medication?
That I don't understand also, because they just wait until the medication is over and then request for another one. I don't know why. Because the is sometimes the maubos yung medication on the weekend. Unfortunately, on the weekend walang doktor, so the doctor could not,
Wow.
request for a refill of my pain medication, because my pain medication is oxycodone, so it's narcotic, so it's so strong. Because yung mga Advil, walang magagawa. They don't do anything. When I was in the hospital, they tried everything. I was on fentanyl, I was on Motrin, I was on Percocet, but end was dilaudid. It's intravenous. So once they inject that, I was just like,
Feel good.
No pain at all.
Yeah. Wow.
But then after 4 hours, back again.
So where are you now in your cancer treatment aside from the pain medication?
Well, my last chemotherapy actually was in October of last year, because after the last CT scan, the doctor said there's no more cancer cells in my body.
Anong ibig sabihin nun na nasa remission ka?
Maybe because sabi niya wala na eh. Wala na raw ng cancer cells. So pinatigil niya dahil side effect mas lumalala.
Mhm.
So he said we will
So
stop.
ibig sabihin your CAT scan was cleared.
Yes. So he said we will discontinue with the chemotherapy. So we will just do follow-ups. I will see you every 6 weeks, and then we will still do CT scan every 3 months. So my last CT scan was actually January, and still was cleared. Sabi niya wala lang cancer cells.
Mhm. Rich?
I was just going to ask you. So now you are in physical therapy. I mean, physical therapy. You're trying to figure out what's your next step in life, work. So what have you thought about doing next?
Well, I was really, because I love to travel, but I was really, really, really pushing myself to go back to work. That
Yeah.
is all right now. I need to get out of here and then go back to work.
And
Mhm.
how long do you have to stay there for now?
Well, I've been here. I'm gonna be here for 3 years. So
Hmm.
although they do a lot of every 3 months, they do care plan.
Yeah.
So I can't go out there. I can't go back to work. I can't do anything. So for now, I'm still here.
Mhm. And of
Although
course, you wanted to get, to have a normal life. Can you imagine being in that room for more
Yeah.
than 3 years, di ba?
although they said that I'm actually on hospice care.
Hmm. Wow.
So so that's what they said. But that thanks to God, I'm feeling better.
Mhm.
Right.
And you look good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gained a lot. Although I don't eat a lot, I just drink Ensure most of the time, 3 times a day. Sometimes not.
Uh,
Sometimes Nandayan brings me boxes of Ensure, and I have a lot of friends who call and to deliver food.
uh-huh.
Oh,
That's awesome.
yes, I'm lucky.
And how's the reaction of your family?
Well, they're okay. What can they do? Yeah,
How often do you guys call each other?
just Facebook, just through Facebook. But I have an aunt, and from time to time, maybe like once a week, she would call me through Facebook. And my
Yeah.
family, my brothers, my nephews, nieces, they would send me messages through Facebook. You know,
Mhm.
wishing well, something like
Good.
that. How am I doing? Something like that.
That's good because you need that.
Yes.
Alexis, do you have any hopes and dreams at this time?
Well,
Do you plan to go home in the Philippines?
oh yeah, most definitely yes.
Yeah.
But I still want to travel. There's still a lot of countries in Europe. I love Europe. There's still a lot of countries in Europe I want to go. But yes, definitely, I still want to go home and spend time with my families, thing like that. Yeah,
You
but my
know,
priority right now is really to get well and go back to work.
mhm. So anong
Really.
sabi ng doktor mo? What did your doctor say, when it comes to managing your pain?
Well, unfortunately, but luckily, it's controlled now by pain medication. But without pain medication, luckily, it's not as bad as before. Before, when I was in so much pain, I was really, really in pain. Maybe in a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 10.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
it's
Wow.
24 hours. It's continuous. Before, the pain medication will just make it feel better. It won't go away, but it will make it just make it feel better. Maybe from 10 to 5. So after maybe like 3 hours, it will start to go back up again. And then I have to take pain medication, and then it will get better, maybe to have. And then eventually it got really, really better. That although I was still taking pain medication every 4 hours. So when I take pain medication, mawawala na talaga yung pain. I will feel better. I feel good. I have no pain. But
Mm-hmm.
after 4 hours, babalik na naman. Sasakit na naman yan. And then another pain medication. Yan lang kasi ang ano ko eh. Yan lang ang kinaiinisan ko dito. Yung pain medication is not on time.
Mhm. Baka naman na Alexis kaya naman hindi nila binibigay sa iyo because they don't want you to be, dependent sa drugs.
Well, um, although when I was practicing, I know I'm against pain medication, but this is not the same. This is a different situation because with pain medication, while I was working, the pain is because of soft tissue
Injury.
pain or arthritis or anything. I'm against pain medication because truthfully, pain in those cases, pain is a defense mechanism. Your body is telling you that there's something wrong. That means you have.
Mhm. Mhm.
Most people just every time they're in pain, they just pop up with pain medication.
Yeah.
Which
Whatever your mind is thinking, it goes down to your nervous system. And if you think that, oh,
Yeah.
it's really something painful, of course, that will affect your body.
But what happened is that if they take pain medication, mawawala yung pain. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it affects what's really causing their pain. So they tend because wala na silang pain, they tend to do a lot without knowing that it's actually making it worse.
Mhm.
But they just keep on popping pain medication every time. But in the case of cancer, it's different.
Yeah.
It's not a
So,
soft,
at
just like
this time, Alexis, where is the pain? Where is the pain in your body? Is it in your back? Is it in your, which part of your body yung talagang masakit?
well, mostly it's in my rectum.
Okay.
Although the tumor from my rectum disappeared after the radiation, wala na. But then the doctor was saying it's the scar tissue.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
To that,
And how long is that will heal?
they couldn't tell.
Mhm.
They couldn't tell. That's why I still have 2 bags, yung
Mhm.
ileostomy at saka colostomy. And I actually talked to the gastric doctor and sabi niya pwede niyang kunin yung isa pero hindi niya pwedeng kunin ang lahat.
Mhm.
If they will take both at saka if you magpupup ka doon, baka sasakit na sasakit. So baka sasabihin ko sa kanila na ibalik ulit. Baka
Mhm.
magtabli ako. Because the doctor checked and could not even touch that area because it's too painful.
Mhm.
Again, napakasit. I can sit for a long time. Luckily right now, pwede na akong, I can lie on my back, but not for too long.
Mhm.
But even to lie on my back, I can't.
Mhm. Wow.
Wow.
The pain is controlled with oxycodone, with pain medication. Well, it got better because before I was taking pain medication every 4 hours. Now it's every 6 hours.
Mhm.
Wow. Wow.
Can you
I can
imagine
only
that,
imagine.
Emerit siya? Ako nga, pahigain mo lang ako, Alexis, ng 2 oras na walang ginagawa. Although I love, lying down on my back, but then I can't be on the bed for a long period of time.
Yeah. You get my goodness. It's just hard, but
Mhm.
you have to rest and give yourself. But at the same time, it's not you, right? You're
Pero
being
magaling na talaga si ano, si Alexis. Kita mo naman ha,
yeah.
ang laki talaga ng ano pinagbago ng
Pagbabago.
ano mo ng physical outlook mo.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
let me ask you this question. Like aside from your faith, saan ka kumukuha pa ng lakas ng loob?
Well, it's probably my willingness to live because, like I said, I know I love working as a physical therapist. I love what I can still do as a physical therapist. Um,
Mhm.
um, like like I said, if I will be able to get out there, I will probably advocate for proper care to patients suffering with cancer.
Mhm.
I know, I know firsthand how to, you know, how what kind of experience I've been going through. So, talagang it's a very terrible disease to experience. In my case,
Yeah.
although
Mhm.
although they have cancer, but they're okay, they're still working, but I don't know what happened to me. It's maybe because of the pain, I just couldn't do anything. I was just in bed most of the time. Although considering I'm a physical therapist, I should push myself. But now I realized it's easier said than done.
Mm.
Yeah.
Pero may mga exercise ka pa rin na ginagawa sa katawan mo?
Yes, I have my therabans here. I do sit on the edge of the bed and do some squats. I do lunges. I try to walk without a walker, just inside my room.
Mhm.
But then, unfortunately, after a couple of minutes, I will feel dizzy. I will be out of breath, and my foot and my leg will turn red at saka nagsiswell siya.
Okay.
So yun ang reason kung bakit I can't although like I said I try to push myself, but kung minsan kung talagang masakit talaga sa parang nadidizzy ka na at kailangan mong huminga. You
Mhm.
have baka I might faint.
Yeah. Alam mo, Emerich, si Alexis talaga ang lakas ng loob niya, no?
Yeah.
Alam mo,
I
Alexis, you are actually an inspiration to everyone. Kasi kahit wala siyang pamilya dito sa Amerika, malayo siya sa kanyang pinsan, sa mga kapatid, tingnan mo naman siya, Emerich, di
He's
ba? Talagang
amazing.
nandoon yung fighting spirit niya.
And you're keep on going, and that's the best thing to do. Um and you're keeping in touch with your friends here and keeping active. So I salute you.
thank
Mhm.
you.
So aside from Facebooking, 'di ba? Yung mga tao naman talagang Facebook ng Facebook 'yan eh.
Yeah.
Siguro sinusundan mo ako no. Ano, Alexis?
Yeah, I can see all your
O
posts.
see? Oh, nakikita mo si General ano?
Mm.
So,
I,
aside from Facebook, ano pa yung mga activities na ginagawa mo? Mahilig ka bang magbasa?
actually no.
Ano? Why not?
No, no, I just don't. Ever since hindi ako mahilig mabasa. To tell you the truth, I have not read a novel in my life.
Oh wow.
Because one time, one of my friends gave me this thick book. It's a book by Robert Ludlum.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a good book. As Alex, you should read this book. It was really good. So I started reading it. And then once I started reading it, I can't put it down. I just keep on reading it. But I said, I have a lot of
Yeah.
books.
Mhm. Alam mo yan din ang problema ko kasi pag nagbasa ako ng novel, pag sinimulan ko na sa chapter 1, syempre mga 200 pages, 300 pages, kailangan tapusin. Nagiging addict, di ba?
Yes. Dahil gusto mo malaman, what's next? What's gonna.
Don't worry, padalhan kita ng libro ni I will send you a copy of Barry's book. Magugustuhan mo yun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Most of the
absolutely.
time I just actually watch TV and I love watching game shows. So.
Oh, game shows. Wow. Ayaw mo ng Korean drama?
No?
Korean drama?
I have no access to that.
Huh?
But no, I'm not really into drama. I'm into action, barbarians, and I'm not into drama.
Oh, kasi nga madrama na yung buhay.
Drama already.
So true.
Okay, Emmerich?
From time to time, because I have to still equip myself with my profession. So I still review about anatomy, physiology, about current practices. I'm actually once I heard a certain word, I have because I don't read, so my vocabulary is very poor. So right now, when I hear a word, I have to know what's the meaning of it. Like for example, if I read a Bible, if there's no word that I understand, I have to look for it.
And it's okay,
Just things that to keep myself busy.
Yeah. So can you? I was just thinking on the past weekend, we have the holiday happened. Did you do any activities with anyone there at the?
No, just stayed in my room.
Yeah.
Although from time to time, on weekends, there's a priest who would come to visit me, for communion, something like that. But most of the time, I'm just in my room, lying in bed.
What helped or supported you most during your cancer treatment?
Well,
aside from your faith.
Well, actually, I'm just lucky that I'm here in the Philippines.
In America.
Although I have no. Well, at that time when I went to the hospital, I have insurance. But but because the hospital doesn't recognize my insurance, so they have to apply a Medicaid for me. So that's one thing I am so proud of this country. That despite of what you are, who you are, what you're going through, they will help you. So just think about it. I have a surgery, I have chemotherapy, I have radiation, I'm in the hospital, I'm in the nursing home, I'm not paying anything.
Yeah.
So that is actually the fact that I was lucky, and it has helped me a lot that I don't have to worry financially, considering that I am being helped.
Now I have one last question from my end, or two. Now, with all these things that happened to your life, with all your cancer journey, what lessons did you learn? Now na masasabi natin, you're so lucky talaga na karamihan actually sa mga stage 4, di ba? Talagang nahihirapan na sila. Pero ikaw, nandyan ka pa rin, ha? At now, you don't have to go through this chemotherapy, di ba?
Well, I don't know if I have to tell, I don't have to tell anybody the same thing what I did, because some people think that was so stupid. For 5 years, you're bleeding and you didn't do anything. For me,
you did not go to the doctor for colonoscopy during those times na 5 years ka nang nagbi-bleed.
So I think it's a case to case basis. It worked for me. I don't know if it will work for another. But at the end, it's still your own decision.
Mm-hmm.
One thing is that you can ask for a second opinion, and then you can research, and then you can you know see what others are going through, what have they done, what they didn't do. So it's still at the end, it's still up to you. It's still your decision. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah.
life and how you will deal with it. But maybe in my case, one of the reasons why I didn't do anything, because I have accepted my faith. Well, my faith, like what will happen, it will happen. If it's God's will, it's God's will.
Mm-hmm.
But although honestly,
Mhm.
because of what I'm going through with my families, the problem is I worry a lot. Like, what can happen to my family? What if they will get sick? Blah, 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 blah. So, and not only I'm busy at work, I'm also busy in my mind thinking of what's uh, going to happen with my family. So when that happened to me, I think I would prefer to die.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm still here, so maybe God still has a purpose for me.
Mm-hmm. So we have 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Emmerich, do you have a last question?
The only question that I have now is, if you have, I know you mentioned a couple of advice to our viewers and listeners a few minutes ago, but what's kind of like, I guess, your parting words for them before we end this interview?
Well, like I said, like if I will get through with this and will go out there, I will advocate on proper care to patients suffering um, with cancer, because to
Thank
deal with condition it's horrible. You need a family support. You need your friends. Uh, you make sure that the staff or the nursing or anyone who's dealing with your care knows your condition, and
Mhm.
make sure that you get proper care, um,
Yeah.
because sometimes one of the reason why people are must they'd rather die or than suffer because of this, of what they're going through, the pain, exhaustion, the anger that you're dealing with, with people who doesn't care. you know they
Yeah.
just so
And
most
you've already started your journey on advocacy, and we're accepting you open arms, right, Ate Josie?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I am so lucky and grateful that there's an FACC that can help patients like me.
Mm-hmm.
I thank you for what you do. God bless all of you.
Nakita mo
More,
ba,
more,
ano?
more power to all of you.
Yeah. Alexis, nakita mo ba yung mga ginawa namin, yung mga activities ng FACC?
Yes, of course.
Oh my gosh, sinusundan niya talaga Emmerich, ha? Now,
Okay.
Emmerich, Alexis, may mga gusto ka bang pasalamatan ngayon, mga kaibigan mo? This is your turn, no? This is your time to um, thank them. We're giving you this opportunity tonight.
Well, first of all, I would like to thank God for all that He has done for me, for all, although, and also, I'm just so lucky and thankful that I have friends like Diane,
Pastor
Johnny,
Willie.
yeah, Pastor Willie, Zenny, and my friends in Florida, all of them, the FCCC. I'm very thankful that although I'm alone, I don't feel alone. I have I need from all my friends. So I was very, very thankful for all their support and care, their messages, their prayers, and well wishes. My families, everybody. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for all your sincerity, even just your phone call and messages that helped me go through what I've been through.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you so much, Alexis, for sharing your time and story with us. And hopefully, makita natin siya, Emerich, di ba?
Yeah, hopefully soon than later.
Thank you. I was hoping that I will see you all in New York, but unfortunately, I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We wanted you to come.
Yes, I was, even when Diana was asking me if I want to go, I said, no, I don't think I can because, I can't sit for too long.
Mm-hmm.
I can't travel for too long. And the fact that it was too cold.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cold at that time. I saw you walking with your friends in Manhattan. You were like, oh my God.
Alam mong gagawin ko every time na live streaming ako ngayon, Emerich. Mayroon ako number 1 fan dyan, ha? Sinusundan niya lahat ng live streaming ko, si Alexis.
Yeah. And next time you have to pretend that it's not cold or it's not hot.
Yeah.
I was actually happy dahil nagla-live streaming ka when you were in Iloilo.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually enjoying that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I asked you, because you like batchoy, but I don't know for what reason ayoko ng batchoy. Miswa yung sa akin. Yes, miswa yung sa akin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Enjoying your time in Iloilo.
That's right, after 21 years. Thank you so much again, Alexis. And thank you po sa ating mga listeners and viewers dito po sa PHLV Radio on the air with FACC. Emerich?
Thank you so much, everyone, and see you all soon.
Thank you and have a nice day sa inyo dyan sa Pilipinas and have a nice evening dito sa America. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
The
Bye.
Filipino American Cancer Care has just brought you On the Air with FACC, tributes and support to those impacted by cancer. On the Air with FACC, the Filipino American Cancer Care on PHLV Radio.